look, this video is going to be controversial, but I need to talk about this. There is something that I've learned in Spain, now living here for 3 years, and I know that's not a lot, not enough to know everything about Spain, but it's something that I am experiencing at an emotional and psychological and societal level. That is that in the US, I always felt rushed, and I always felt like I was running behind, and I was chasing this, I don't know what, I was chasing something all the time. I remember my days were super busy. They still are, by the way, here in Spain. That hasn't changed. But over there, it just felt like it didn't matter how much I did. I was never achieving anything, and I was also not enjoying anything. And this doesn't mean that people in Spain don't stress at all, because they do. They're normal people. But they just don't live in panic mode. They're not chasing anything. They're just being. I started feeling the difference when I would walk around the streets and see people at restaurants and bars having tapas, and especially having one beer and drinking that beer for an hour or two. That one beer. I'd be like, what is this? People are not in a rush. People are not drinking the beer quickly because they need to give the table to the next person because the waiter is stressed out and they need to flip tables. You don't feel that here. And I began to realize that people in Spain exist without pressure, and I love that. The emotional pace here is softer, and that has helped my anxiety a lot, let me tell you. Tell me if this is a relatable moment for you if you live in the US. But in the US, if you relax too much at work, at your own house, at the park with your kids, at a restaurant, when you are going there to enjoy your time, there's a sense of guilt. Like, why am I resting? Why did I actually take my break today from work to eat my lunch in peace? Shouldn't I be doing something? Shouldn't I be doing more than my colleague here at work so I can get a promotion? And yes, we call that motivation and personal growth and all these things, but really, honestly, are we doing that because we want to, because it's our authentic essence, or is it because there's social pressure to do so and we're scared that we're not going to survive in that community, in that culture? And that's what I've noticed as a therapist, that the anxiety that I felt in the US, it wasn't only because I'm anxious naturally, but also because of my environment. I grew up in a culture where self-value meant achievement, where worth meant how much can you do? My body needed to stay alert and tense and ready to go. I remember I would have energy drinks and coffee. I've never said this on YouTube before, but this is a big secret. When I was doing my master's degree in school, I remember that I had this 3-hour-long classes, and I also had a job, and I also worked out every day, and I was obviously exhausted and tired and anxious because I was also running around. And I went to a psychologist in school and I asked them for help, and they sent me to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist prescribed me Adderall because she said that one of the things that I complained about was that I wasn't able to sit in place during my 3-hour class. I needed to take breaks and go outside, and I wasn't feeling okay and safe in the classroom. I was too anxious or too overwhelmed. I don't know, I couldn't focus. So they prescribed me Adderall. So I was on Adderall, drinking coffee and energy drinks. I don't know how I survived that. And I still felt like I needed to do more. I needed to work overtime, and I needed to work harder, and I needed to get A's in my exams and have friends and socialize. It was too much. This is where shadow work comes in, and this is the type of therapy that I love and I do all the time, because shadow work really looks beyond the person and what we're doing, who we think we are. It looks at our inner world and our outer world, and it defines what's the problem, right? In this situation, we need to look at the parts of us that we are trying to conceal so we can survive in our own culture, in our own household sometimes. And for many people with high pressure cultures, we have learned to hide the part that wants to rest, the part that doesn't want to deal with their responsibilities, the part that is upset because we can't get enough free time, vacation, or time to pause because we're overwhelmed, the part that just wants to drink a beer for 2 hours at a terrace in Madrid, Instead, we overwork, we overthink, and we stay really, really busy because we know that if we are not busy, if we're not overperforming, we're not going to be accepted in society. We're going to be a disappointment, and that feels unsafe. So we prefer chaos. It feels more familiar, it feels safer, and it feels like we're worthy. One thing I seriously love about Spain is that they don't apologize for living. They meet friends on a Tuesday, they take their time at the restaurant table to enjoy the moment and the food, of course. They argue and they're blunt with you, but then 2 minutes later, they can laugh with you. There's this unspoken need to be real and natural that connects people, and it just calms the body because emotions are not being concealed. They're not being faked. No one hides what they want to tell you. I don't know how to explain it, but this deserves so much respect. So if you feel like you're always under pressure, you're always stressed out, you're always trying to overachieve, overdo, it may be the case that it's not just you, or it may not be you at all. It may be your culture and the social pressure. Your nervous system has had to adapt to that constant chaos and pressure to overperform. And your body's just trying to protect you and go along with the rhythm of life around you. And no, I'm not saying one country is better than another. I'm just saying our bodies adapt to the emotional environment we grow in. And many times we blame ourselves and we say, what's wrong with me? Why can I not do X, Y, and Z? Or why do I do X, Y, and Z? And the truth is that we're just going along with the flow of our environment. And in some cases, it's needed to make that dissociation so we can heal and be free and find ourselves and just live a better life. I wonder, does this content resonate with you? Emotional growth, emotional intelligence, shadow work, and understanding yourself at a deeper level and understanding the culture and society around you? Let me know. Bye.